hope I'm able to inspire,
That's
a barber
the point.
out there, or not even a barber, just somebody who, doesn't want to give up and keep going. Like, life is short. Take advantage of every opportunity you have, and always put God first, because none of this would be possible without the man upstairs. I try to tell people all the time, like, we ain't perfect. We make mistakes, but, always tell that man thank you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Wow, bro. Yo, this is
It's
fun,
a wrap.
bro. Yo,
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. What's up, everyone? You're tuning into the Diamond Strong Podcast. It's where you come feeling good and you leave feeling great. The action starts now. And when did you guys open this one officially? Or
Nah, it ain't open yet.
oh, it isn't?
No.
Oh, we're getting the behind the scenes.
The first dibs on.
Shoot, you can move that a little closer. Let's see.
First dibs.
Oh,
That's the favorite part of the whole shop. Right
really?
Right there where Steve said.
This is it? Why? What's?
Because I think that shit's so creative,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
It is.
The woodwork and the fucking
The
grass.
greenery.
I just like it. To me, that's my favorite part.
Yeah, Ricky was like, yo, it feels like we're at Patio or something like that, bro. We're at the club, a new club in Wynwood or something here, bro.
Jose's Corner.
Damn.
You know where I was at the other day, and I recorded. I don't know if I sent it to you. I was in Bayside. Industria? Nicky Jam's.
Oh, yes, yeah, Nicky Jam's place.
A bunch of grass. I'm like, oh, damn. So then I go downstairs and I see another restaurant, the same
More grass.
And I'm like, see, we might be on
No.
something. Everybody got that grass.
Yeah, you guys got the, bro, this is, it's pretty in this one too. This is good, bro. I mean, all right, my bad. Not pretty, bro. It's not pretty. It goes hard. It's hard. But no, it's innovative. And the wood too. You guys did that yourself?
Nah, buddy.
Oh,
Just
homie
in
did
here,
it?
Chris, he specializes in custom
Damn, bro.
woodwork. Thank God we found him.
That's sick. So, bro, let's start all the way in the beginning, bro. Let's start when you were a kid, bro. Growing up, talk to me about the beginning, where you grew up, and give me a little detail, bro, about what you used to dream about, what you wanted to be when you were a kid.
No, well, I grew up down south in Perrine.
Mm-hmm.
I was between Perrine and Goose. So Perrine, Cutler Bay. Well, back then it was called Cutler Ridge and Goose, which are like three of the main hoods down that way.
Mm-hmm.
Then come, of course, Richmond Heights and Naranja. But grew up down there, living out of efficiency homes with my mom and dad. So we were never really in a stable household. We would always every year move to a new efficiency. If it wasn't an efficiency, it was a duplex. If it wasn't a duplex, it was apartment. So I feel like apartment was like a house for us. So once we got out of the efficiency and the duplex, I'm like, okay, now I feel like,
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah,
it felt good to be in those apartments.
And not only that, but of course, it's what made me who I am today. Honestly, like that struggle that you go through at an early age, seeing what all the sacrifices your parents are trying to make to give you a good home to lay at, and it just, like I said, it's made me who I am today. It's made me appreciate everything that I do have and the relationships that I've built throughout the years. But growing up down there, it's very laid back compared to like moving on the north end. Up here is fast paced.
Yeah.
I mean, where we're at now, which is Davie, it's calm,
but a different type of calm. A different type of calm.
But for the most part, like I said, down south, it holds a special place in my heart. Mm-hmm. But it's just too far. It's just as far as hell.
You were way down there, cuz you were way down there.
Far, bro. I remember, so the reason why I moved up this way was because I needed to be between, of course, UM and the Miami Dolphins. And just down the street, the old facility, which is
and Nova,
yep. Well, now they're at the Hard Rock, but before I had to, just find somewhere to stay between UM and the Dolphins. And I made my decision to move up the north end about 10 years ago.
Oh shit! So you've been here for a while.
Yeah,
For a little bit.
Davie, recent, but For the most part, yeah.
Nice, bro. Nice. When you were a kid, what did you like to do? Like, what did you like to do for fun? Like, did you always like cutting hair? Were you cutting it like in the bathrooms at school, or?
You know, I always had a knack for cutting hair, but my mom, she would always cut my hair when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she would never be able to take me to the barber shop because, of course, my parents didn't have no transportation. Basically, my whole childhood, we grew up catching the busway, local, metro rail, like that. That's what I grew up on.
Yep.
Basically, typical Miami childhood for me. Getting on that bus, busway max, busway local,
Everything.
jump to the metro rail, like just trying to get all over the place. But yeah, I mean, the typical. Excuse me. I forgot.
No, like what like did you like to, I don't know, sports? Like what was it that you?
I loved, yeah, my mom, she used to cut my hair, like I said. Yeah. And little did I know, like, I was learning from her as she would cut my hair.
Shoot.
And she would honestly, she didn't know how to use no clippers, but she knew how to use scissors. She was like tijera.
Yeah.
And I used to hate it because my hair, if it grows long, it gets real, like, afro-ish. It's thick hair.
Yeah.
It's not your kind of style hair, like, it's slick, like.
No, bro, I get curly hair too, cuz I swear, bro,
well, I
curly.
can tell your beard is.
Yeah. It gets curly too. I feel you.
Yeah, mine gets curly as well, but yeah, I just had to learn as she would cut my hair, and I would constantly get picked on when I was little, with like in high school, middle school. Like, man, you don't believe in no haircuts? I'm like, I'm really trying not to tell them, like, well, I can't afford the. Back then it was like $8 haircut, $10 haircuts, and I really, like, my parents couldn't afford that for me at the time, and I just had to learn as
as you got older.
Eventually, I ended up saving enough money and took my behind down to King Cuts. This is local barbershop down south in Goose. Literally the only Hispanic kid walking into a black-owned barbershop. I felt so out of place. Like, but I see that those are the hairstyles that I love to rock. Seeing the high top fades, the crispy afros with the mean lineup, double tapes. I was just talking.
Oh, the double tapes,
I was just
bro.
talking to my partner Jose over here about those double tapes that one of our buddies, barbers here, did it last week, and was like, "Yo, we haven't seen one of these hairstyles."
Somebody's doing a double fade now?
Bro,
double tape? Sorry, now?
Somebody did a double tape.
Damn, bro, that's making a comeback, bro.
No, but
bro, I don't know, man. I don't know about that double tape, bro.
I did that once before, never again. Boy, that was back then. But yeah, I used to mess my hair up bad. When I say bad.
When did you start? Yeah, when did you start? Did you start cutting on yourself? That was first?
Yeah. Once I saved enough money to go take myself to the shop, I would get a skin fade all around, and I would make sure, like, every 3 days with a razor that you shave with.
Yep.
I would clean it up every 3 days and line myself up with the shaver. But I look at pictures now and how I looked. Yo, I would push my tape way back. I don't know how I got numbers when I was in young girls. I don't know what they was looking at. But
your tape.
I knew it was fresh, but for the most part, yeah, man.
Because it was funny, because then, like, you draw your line. You draw your own new line back there somewhere, right?
Literally. And, boy, I mean, but, like I said, these were things that at a young age, I didn't know that eventually it would be my career. And I would love to do it. And I love making people look good. Like, it does something for me and for my clients, like.
Oh, bro. Yo, there's nothing better, bro. There is nothing
all.
better when you walk out of the shop, like, yo, you feel like a new human being, bro.
New human being.
Like,
and especially, like, I want to say before, it wasn't being a barber. I don't think it was, like, what's the word? It wasn't
like work?
Appreciated.
Oh, you're right, bro. Appreciated.
Until the pandemic. Yeah.
Oh, so you couldn't get a haircut.
And then that's when I was like, damn, boy, everybody blowing me up. You seen how everybody's walking around looking crazy.
Me? Bro, I got plenty of pictures in the pandemic looking beat up, bro.
Like, and I feel like that is what actually made people appreciate us more and, hold us to a higher standard. And even with the prices, like, before the pandemic, haircuts were probably about 20, 25, 30. Yeah. Now,
Good luck.
Listen, try to sit in my chair.
That price went up,
That
cuz.
price
That's what
went
he's
up
saying.
big
The price went up. I saw you. I saw you in the Sprinter. What was the video? Somebody goes, "Yo, I got one of his last free haircuts. Now he's charging a bill, bro. He's charging a bill. You took out the gold 100."
That was Mike Harley.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Hurricane Whiteout. Yeah.
I was dying, bro. That was hilarious. It's true though, because it's art, bro. Like like you guys are really artists, and we take it for granted because we do it so much that it's like it should just be $20 to go to the barbershop. But like, look at the work that he's doing. No. Oh, but it only takes him, 45 to an hour maybe. And it's like, yeah, but like, look at look in that mirror. Look at how you feel when you look into that mirror.
And it's because of us, we're able to get you guys great jobs in an interview. The women,
girls, like, you ain't gotta lie, bro. Yeah, the girls love the cut.
There's a long list of things of having a fresh haircut, what it brings to you. But
and so, hey, now I wanna talk about those first cuts, bro. Like the first cuts. I know you said to yourself you used to push it back, but like talk to me about when you started cutting maybe your boys. Like who did you start? Who was your first test dummy?
It was honestly the kids in the neighborhood, man. Like I said, being that we all grew up in a environment where we were very poor. So if I had no haircut, my neighbors' kids ain't have no haircut. So it was like I would have to practice on myself and then, of course, practice on my neighbors, on the kids in the neighborhood, but not thinking nothing of it. I just thought of it as like, cool, I know how to play with the clippers. Come on, sit in the, mind you, back then there was no chair. It was literally a crate.
Yep.
Or most of the time for me, in the bathroom on the toilet stool.
Oh, there you go.
Pero
como sea, you got it done. You got it done. It was like
wherever you put me at, we gonna make it work.
Make it happen. No light don't matter.
Bad lighting, no lighting. Man, listen, I don't even want to get started with the lighting. Boy.
What? Tell me, bro. What was that?
You just brought back memories of Mahoney Pearson, the lighting there. Bro. I don't know how to. Boy,
wasn't it orange? It was like it literally was like dark orange.
It was dark. Yeah, the green. It's just the lighting was terrible. And the Mahoney's still there.
Bro, I heard you say it. It's a jail cell, bro.
It is.
It literally looks like a jail cell, bro.
No, but Stanford was the one that really looked more like a prison cell. Cause it's sad, bro. I think they about to knock them down.
I mean, bro, they better.
The only ones I don't think they should knock Mahoney and Pearson now, cause that's historical.
Yeah, but they could name the new one that. Like,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Revamp it.
Yeah, revamp it, make it cool. If they want to make the outside look old, like kind of like the buildings on the beach. They all have the exterior that looks the same, and then inside you go in and you're like, damn, bro, this is brand new.
Yeah.
Like they could do that to that place.
I just know, like, even having that historical piece on campus, like, even with the Orange Bowl, when they tore that down, like, have you noticed, you've been to the Marlins Stadium?
Of course, bro, of course.
Did you know, mind you, I did not notice the letters of the Orange Bowl, they made them into, like, sculptures.
Really?
If you pay attention, next time you go to the Marlins Stadium, before walking in, you see, like, a bunch of like designs, and they're the actual letters of the Orange Bowl.
Wow, bro.
The ones in the ground.
They're like anchors.
You seen it?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
They did that just to keep
to honor. You see, like something like that.
Something like that for Mahoney Pearson.
Yeah.
Mahoney Pearson to me is like the Orange Bowl. Like so much stuff happened in that dorm room, bro.
We'll get into it. I stayed at the crib, bro. I lived 15 minutes, but I used to stay over there too. I used to. Feel me? You could get lost in them dorms. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell my girl I said that. You could get lost in those dorm rooms out there. I wouldn't get out of there for weeks.
Nah, boy. Listen, I would be cutting in there, and literally, I'm glad that they made me get up out of there because, boy,
it was dangerous.
It was bad.
It was dangerous. How old were you when you first got into cutting at Miami?
At Miami, I was about 20 years old.
Perfect age too.
20.
Damn.
I felt like I was in college.
Yeah, for free. And you were getting paid to be there, G. You were better off than everybody else.
I would tell people, I go to UM.
Yeah, why not? Who
They
cares?
see me there every day on campus.
You were there more than
I was
us.
just missing the ID to get through the door. Like, had my own room because Ja'Cory, so this is how Ja'Cory Harris, which was our former starting quarterback at Miami, he had a room in Mahoney. And he had another room somewhere else on campus.
Quarterback.
The perks of being the quarterback at Miami. And literally, he would give me one of his rooms. Like, hell no, you could stay in this one. So, like I said, I would literally be sleeping on campus.
You would live there for real.
Literally live there.
And yeah, it's better than driving back home.
Nah, wait, because back then I was staying down south. I was staying down south in Cutler Ridge at the time when I was 20.
That's a far drive too, bro.
Nah, bro. Well, you know that traffic.
Yeah, ask my dog right here.
Yeah.
He stays over there too. And I was in Hialeah, so I was still driving too. Like, it could be 20 minutes without traffic and then an hour.
Yeah.
I used to be on that Palmetto all day, bro. Like, I could drive there sleeping. Like this, all the way to Miami, bro.
There's a certain time. I had it down packed. If
To science.
If I'm going to Miami, I know I need to leave my house by 3:30, 4, in order to get down there by 5:30. That US, first of all, 95 South, then that US 1. Oh,
De madre. That ain't
I don't miss it.
No.
Listen, even now, like I try to make my rounds down there as much as I can, but bro, I don't miss it.
Nah. Obvio eso. And them kids got too much money now. Let them drive, bro. What the heck? They're getting paid, bro. They're getting paid.
Here, pull up.
Yeah, pull up. The door's right there, bro.
Back then, they ain't have cars, but now, the kids pulling up in Lambs, Scat Packs, all type of car. I'm like, man, y'all driving something better than me.
Yeah. What do you got on that, bro? What do you think about those kids getting paid?
The NIL is well overdue. They should have been done that a long time ago. It's just unfair for the old heads.
You ain't lying, bro.
So much money could have been made back then with these kids, and we could have avoided a lot of sanctions and BS.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
was there.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of stuff could have been avoided if NIL was in place for the athletes, and I'm so happy that it is, because you see it. Like, a lot of these kids, they come from broken homes, single parents, like, so they struggle on a daily. And that college, what was it called, the CAF?
Yeah, the cafeteria, bro.
You could only eat so much of the calf that
So
eventually you like, bro, I need to go eat something else. And the closest thing to campus was McDonald's.
McDonald's across the street.
Denny's. What else over there? Buffalo Wild Wings at the pad. Now they got a bunch of. They got Popeyes now. They got 3 something. It's a lot.
Bro, but then again, right? Like, and then it was like, what was affordable though, right? Like, I could go to McDonald's, but I wasn't gonna go to all the nice places too. They got like sushi, in Sunset. You start going to Sunset, now you're talking about $20-$30 for some food, bro. That's crazy. Then, like, absolutely not, bro. So, talk to me about getting your connection into the University of Miami. Like, how did that happen? How did the initial?
The intro.
Yeah, the intro. Talk to me about that.
Well, mind you, I grew up a big Hurricane fan my whole life. I grew up in the Sean Taylor era, watching them win
kill
national
people
championships. So I was used to that winning culture. And mind you, when I was around 19, 20, I was trying to figure out life. Went to college, it wasn't for me, Miami-Dade College, and ended up leaving and pursued a career in law enforcement. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And I thought that's where I was going to be at, in law enforcement. Literally went and got into academy, graduated from it, had a job in place, and at the time I was working at a prison. And at that prison was when I met Javarius James, which is our former running back at Miami. And he was a freshman. And he came to go visit his brother who was locked up at the prison I was working at. And his brother knew I was a big UM fan, and his brother made the introduction to his little brother Javaris, and basically told me like, hey man, this is Javaris, you know, he don't know nobody down here, put him under your wing. I want him, you know, to be, you know, with you, hang out with him, show him, you know, Miami.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened. Like, me and Javaris became really close, and next thing you know, we would hang out a lot, and he introduced me to other players. But it was one day where he asked him, yo, who be cutting your hair? And not thinking nothing of it.
Yeah.
Because it was not something that I was like doing on a daily.
Oh, so you weren't cutting like
I was
all
not cutting at all.
What?
I had the tools, but I just was not, like, barbering was not in my vision.
You were going into law enforcement. That was what.
That was my thing. Law enforcement and, you know, look good. But so yeah, he asked me, yo, who cut your hair? And I was like, man, I cut my own. You need a lineup? Come on. Literally sat him down, lined him up, and it became like a every week thing. So he basically made me his barber, but wouldn't tell nobody that I was cutting his hair because he knew I didn't want to be a barber, but he wanted to keep me to himself, so I wouldn't be cutting everybody.
He want to be stingy with his barber. He's like, I got a personal barber.
Eventually, it only took so long where people started to pick up like, oh wait, you hang out with Steve. Your haircut always fresh. You cut hair, Steve? Yeah, I cut hair. You want to line up? Come on. And eventually, yeah, it just trickled like a domino effect. All our cloak, Lance Leggett, Sam Shields, Javaris James, Greg Cooper. At the time, Robert Marv. And then that's when Ja'Cory came after Robert. And bro, it was a moment where I ended up losing that job. And that was like the lowest point in my life that I've ever experienced. Because, mind you, I take care of my mom and dad, so I was the breadwinner of the household. And basically I went from making, like, at the time, $21 an hour to having to pick up a job at Best Buy, where at the time it was like $7.50 an hour.
Damn.
Yeah, the big drop off. And mind you, rent back then wasn't as bad as it is now. It was affordable, but being, you know, I was the only one making money at the time. My parents wasn't working. We ended up getting evicted. So like I said, it was just like a real, like, I was in a dark space where, literally, bro, it was to a point where I didn't even want to be here. I didn't want to, like, I wanted to, like, take my life. Because it was like, damn, everything I worked hard for got taken away from me just like that.
Yeah, bro.
But by the grace of God and meeting Javaris, he saw my situation. He was like, man, why don't I just tell everybody that you know how to cut hair, that you are a barber? And I was like, that's what we got to do to make some money. Come on. Literally brought me to campus. I set up in Mahoney in the hallway. And literally a chair like these, bro. That's why my back messed up now, cutting in these damn chairs. Scrunching those, like, eventually, yeah, like, it was, I mean, I don't know if you got a chance to really see. I wish I had my old passcode for my Facebook. Because I have so many old pictures of, like,
cutting in there?
Dog.
Damn.
Lines wrapped around people, students, athletes waiting to get a haircut. And at the time, $5 was what I was charging. If not 5, 10, sometimes even, you know, look.
Yeah. Wow, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, I would have never thought that we came here and heard that story, bro. That's crazy, man.
Man, eventually I'm going to write a book about, you know, the whole, you know, journey I've had to where I'm at now. Like, it's very inspiring, and that's been my whole main thing, is just to be able to inspire the younger generation of barbers. Because nowadays, social media, they make it seem like it's so easy to cut hair and have all these clients that are, you know, players, not only in collegiate, but in the pros. Like, it don't happen overnight. You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work, and eventually, you know, it knows what you've invested in. And it's trust me, it'll pay off at the end.
God comes,
I started from the bottom, $5, from free 5 to 10, 15, 20 to now. I ain't gonna disclose the pricing, but
bring it. Bring that cash, cuz. Bring that cash. Hey, cut it up. Bring it in. Zelle, Cash App,
we
all
take
that.
It
all of it.
Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay, Venmo.
Oh man. Hey, talk to me about obviously I was looking stuff and you used to do graffiti as a kid.
Yeah.
Right? And it's crazy because something that was frowned upon is now obviously it's art. Now people realize it, but you were in the era where I'm sure you were doing graffiti and bouncing, right?
Yeah, I mean, even to this day, it's still, illegal somewhat. But yeah, I was just bouncing around, tagging up stuff, being reckless. At a young age, I love drawing. Mm-hmm. That's where I got my knack with barbering.
Yep.
I used to be the kid in the back drawing, not paying attention. Little did I know that's eventually would trickle to being a barber. But it was like, yeah, back then you couldn't tag up nothing. Boy, the cops see you going to jail. And now you have Wynwood, that thing tagged up all through the
everybody.
What? Art district, like crazy. Like, man, I wish this was,
all these white folks are getting
crazy,
their yes, please do it right here.
Take a photo right in front of it for the gram. Crazy.
That was the same place back. It's crazy because I remember when I was a jit, bro, and it was like, I was like, this isn't it. This is
even Wynwood before it was Wynwood. That was like right border like Overtown and Alapata. Like, you couldn't walk through there.
No, bro.
And now it's crazy because even with Coral Gables. Campus right there, then you got the hood, the Grove, Coconut Grove, literally walk. But now you see that they're pushing everyone out. It's sad.
Yeah, I know, it's tough, bro. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. But it was right there, bro. It was right. That's so true, man. I'll never forget driving around and like we'd give out our T-shirts and shirts to like the homeless people that were on the way because I'd drive through there to get to the Palmetto, and I'll never forget in like Drake's video, I seen one of the people that were in the video that were maybe one of the homeless people or something wearing an ACC championship shirt from like when we went to North Carolina for the ACC championship. But the football team got the same one, so who knows how they got those clothes. But it was kind of cool, man. But like now that it's disappearing, it's tough, bro. It's tough, man. Cause like
because I feel like even when it comes to the Grove and Overtown, all those like, Liberty City, these are places that they're like the mecca of Miami, Florida. Like it's the places where tourists don't really go, and there's a lot of like history in those neighborhoods and a lot of like I do a lot of stuff for the community, and those are basically the communities I focus on whenever I like give back with free haircuts or just whatever I'm able to do for them, like because it holds a special place in my heart because I know like that upbringing. And it's sad that everyone's getting pushed out, which with all the new buildings getting built, and bro,
it's hard, man. It's so hard because you gotta obviously we understand the business side of it, right? Like there's people coming in, tearing it down, building more stuff and flipping the neighborhoods, but it's also tough to see people have to leave and like where do they go and where do they go?
And lately I've been hearing they've been pushing them way down to Homestead and the Ranch. Like ain't nothing down there.
Nothing,
the
bro.
Keys.
Can you talk to me about 5,000 role models?
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that did for you. Were you in it too when you were a kid?
Graduated. But a funny story is, so my best friend, I would always see him. Mind you, I'd be in class, and he'd have his tie on, his red tie on, white button down, black pants. I was like, "Where you going?" He's like, "Oh, we going on a field trip." Mind you, I'm going to class. I said, I got to get in this program.
Whatever it is, I'm going.
Like mine, because I didn't want to be in class, but it's more to 5,000. Back then it was 500 role models, but now it's 5,000. It's more to it. Now that I'm older, I see like what exactly they were doing for us, which they were showing us a life that our parents couldn't really take us to the White House, to local, venues, museums, like different places. Like if you're in that program, bro, it's a fraternity. It's just like being
in a frat.
Yeah, like that's what it is. And mind you, like I know friends who to this day I run into them whenever I do stuff with them. I'm like, man, bro, like 5,000 role models really did a lot for us growing up, and we never really realized it till we got older. Like, man, like they kept us out of trouble.
Wow, bro.
Literally, and that's what it's all about. Like they keep you out of trouble, keep you focused, and provide these scholarship grants for you to keep going, because that's all they want to see you do. Keep going. Don't fall into the traps of the streets, the drugs and violence. Like that's all they want.
Gotcha.
But I love
So
it.
that definitely kept you away from things that maybe could have taken you a different way.
Mind you, I mean, growing up in them neighborhoods, you could easily lose track, and I'm to this day, bro. I'm thankful. Like I didn't follow in the steps of my childhood friends, like, cause I look at a lot of things, like even now I see their outcome, and I'm like, man, like I don't want to be in that space, and I'm thankful that I didn't follow that path, cause boy, I was almost there, but you gotta grow up. You want better for your life.
Yeah. When you started cutting at Miami, were you already out of the woods yet, or did you still have to deal with that, like going back and forth and being like, oh man, like when did you finally get out and say, hey, I'm never going back to that, like I'm gonna stay focused on this lane, I'm gonna keep going as a barber? Like, did it take you a few years? Did it take you, like, when did it get to the point where there was people rolling around the side of the Mahoney and you're like, yo, this is it, this is what I'm doing?
It did take me a while to really know that was my calling. Because at the time I was balancing having a 9-to-5 job and cutting hair. Even to this day, I'm still balancing that.
I'm sure.
But I'm thankful for it. But I actually announced my retirement like last month with them. Thank God.
Really?
It was just too much, bro. Like trying to balance, my Sprinter. This, blessing right here, this shop that we're at, and going between the Dolphins and like it's just a lot. So it was coming in between, the job, and eventually I just had to like tell them, hey man, I love you guys. Thank you for the 15 years, but that's it. Y'all got enough out of me.
Yeah, you took everything.
but literally back then, what made me really take it serious, it was like, I want to say, that Ja'Cory Harris haircut.
The U-Swag?
The U-Swag.
Talk to me about the U-Swag, bro. Talk to me about that day.
The U-Swag really changed the game for me.
Better yet, bro, tell me what was it? Were you sitting on the chair? Like, tell me about the story about when you gave him the haircut first. Like, I want to hear, like...
you, J12, he would, bro, every week, he would say, man, do whatever you want on my head. And mind you, that's the time when designs were really in style.
Popping.
Like, and that's when the whole Mohawk trend started.
Mohawk with designs on both sides.
And
that's good.
And I came right at, like, he would always, that's one thing I could say, being at Mahoney with the students and the athletes, like they would let me do whatever in the hair. And I'm like, I'll be looking back at some of them pictures, I'm like, well, I don't know how the hell this. They let me do that in their head, boy. I wouldn't.
And they were on TV.
No way. Yeah, on TV, but that specific haircut on Ja'Cory changed, and that's what I try to tell a lot of like barbers. All it takes is one haircut, one moment, one, like, literally for you to go viral. And back then, social media ain't like how it is now.
Nope.
I had to go viral off of it being on
MySpace,
yeah, or Facebook.
Yeah.
But it took that one haircut that was against Oklahoma, yeah, and we ended up beating them by, I want to say, by 1 point.
Wow.
And that's when we got ranked, because I think Oklahoma was ranked and we were like unranked. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember. But yeah, they ended up asking him about it at the end, and he gave me a little shout out and said, "You swag, that's what we trying to bring back to the program." And boy, I had everybody hitting me up.
That
Can
phone
I
was
get the
ringing.
U swag? Can I get the U swag? Shirts getting made, hats. I'm like, yo,
Damn.
crazy. And then eventually everybody ended up giving me that name, CanesBarber. Like,
Is that where that came from? That.
Mhm.
Damn.
Behind that one haircut. And boy, to this day, well, I got that haircut in a frame.
Oh.
That's what, that's the one that opened the doors for me.
That's so crazy. And then talk to me about this crazy thing, but I saw it, and obviously it happens, right? Like you start becoming a really big barber in the game, right? So other people start calling, and other people, being CanesBarber, Florida called, right? Florida called. So my dog's doing gators on somebody's head, bro. What's up with that? Well, how'd that come about, and how'd you end up in New Orleans, bro, cutting hair?
So mind you, that's when everything was going, good for me. Getting that notoriety from local news stations, and eventually I actually got connected with the Gators through a friend of mine who I went to high school with. And she connected me and she connected me and the Pouncey twins.
Oh shoot.
And this was when they were juniors at Florida. And literally it was like, "Hey man, we want you to come up to New Orleans with us for the Sugar Bowl to cut up all of us." And mind you, that team that they were on, it had some dogs on there. And like that team right there, believe it or not, deserves a 30 for 30.
Wait, is that the one with
Aaron Hernandez, Marquise, Mike Pouncey,
Cam Newton?
Cam Newton, he was there, but he ended up transferring.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow had it on.
Yeah, Tim Tebow.
Major Wright, Ahmad Black, Brandon Spike. Like, it's Carlos Dunlap. So many, like,
bunch of people.
Hall of Fame players. Like, it's crazy, but they definitely, that team does. I mean, of course, they're getting one.
Yeah, they got to, bro. It's crazy.
But Joe Hayden too. I almost forgot Joe Hayden, my dog Joe. But mind you, all these guys ended up either going first round and having great careers, and eventually that's how I was able to tap into the NFL side.
Oh,
through
gotcha.
them and former Hurricanes who ended up getting drafted too to the NFL. So
dang. So tell me about, obviously you start cutting guys that are in the NFL. Obviously they're here in Miami with the Dolphins. How did you start getting into now the Dolphins?
Ooh, my dog Jose over here. He tuning in. I remember like it was yesterday. Literally, mind you, I told you that 9-to-5 job I had. I'm working. I get a call from this number. I didn't know the number. My weird area code, and I pick it up, and it was like, "Hey, this is Cameron Wake. We want to make you and our other barber that we go to. I don't know if you met him, Jose. We're trying to get you guys to be our actual team barber. Would you consider, working with us?"
Like, hell no, I ain't gonna work with that dude, bro. Hell no. Not with him. You either get me or him.
And mind you, I didn't know Jose, but everything happens for a reason. Like, there's a reason why me and him cross paths. Obviously, where we're at today.
Yep.
I'm thankful for that, and we've built a great friendship with one another. And literally, after I hung up that phone, like, I was tears of joy, because that was like at the time my ultimate goal, to work for an actual professional team. And we went through a little process where they had to interview us, check our background, and see if we can work with these high profile athletes and not get fanned out or whatnot. And being that I've worked with a lot of collegiate players, like I know what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be like, oh,
let me get an autograph.
yeah,
let me this, like whatever.
And that's one thing these players look at. Like, they don't want you to be having your phone out, filming every chance you get. Like, nah, bro. Like, chill.
Yeah. Relax, bro.
Yeah,
this is where we want to come kick it. Yeah.
If they want to film something, let them do it. But for the most part, just, do your job. And
especially, bro, the barbershop is a sacred place, right? Like, the barbershop is where you...
the barbershop
stays in the barbershop, man. And, like, the last thing you want is somebody up your butt when you're in the chair. You know what I'm saying? That's where you want to... It's therapy, right? Like,
it is very therapeutic. I mean, we're, counselors.
Therapists. Everybody's problems, bro. My barber knows it all, bro.
Yeah, I mean... I know when I go get a haircut, like, I mean, that's my way to, like, escape and make me feel, confident with myself. If I'm going through something, a breakup or something where, I'm not in my right mind, like, I go get a haircut. Come on, where we going?
Ooh.
It's time to slide.
Yeah, feeling right.
Ready. Feeling right, nice and tight. But for the most part, that's what we do. I mean... Our chair is a sacred place, and our clients trust us.
Absolutely, man. There's nothing like trusting your barber, man. That's another type of faith, bro.
Man,
listen, there's God, and then there's your barber, bro.
I'm
gonna hit that. I'm gonna put that on the gram because that was a good one.
That's a t-shirt right
Damn, yo, I'm gonna put you on, bro. That was a good one. Make sure you give me some love on the bottom if y'all make that shirt, all right? And I gotta record it so y'all don't try nothing slick. Yeah. Oh man, but can you? So, bro, you're cutting with the Dolphins, obviously, and obviously the pandemic hits. We talked about it. We hit on it a little bit already, but like, tell me what the Dolphins meant to you during the pandemic, because a lot of barbers didn't have the opportunity to cut and as freely as others.
Well, mind you, that was all the barbershops were, shut down, and I feel like even a lot of barbers who were barbers ended up changing their career paths. Like, they walked away from it thinking that it would never, be the same. And for me and Jose, Coach Brian Flores at the time, our head coach for the Dolphins, he made it his priority to have me and him in the building getting tested on a daily. I don't miss them damn tests.
What kind did you have to do? The spit test?
No, the nostril, man.
Oh, they had that
every morning at like 5 a.m. Crazy, but we had to follow the protocol, because if not, then we wouldn't be able to cut.
Yeah.
And bro, like I said, if it wasn't for Coach Flores and the staff, or trusting us to be there to get the players cleaned up before game day, like, that meant a lot to me. And that definitely, like, I got the utmost respect for Coach Flo. I mean, he's not with us anymore, but he's where he at now with the Steelers. Yeah, he's with Pittsburgh.
Took care of all his people too.
Yeah, he took care of all of us.
Wow, bro.
And that's something that, mind you, that's the thing with social media, bro, and the news and whatnot. They're gonna paint the picture of someone being this type of person, when in reality, bro, Coach Flo would take care of all of us. He would give us basically bonuses, bro.
Wow, bro.
Literally, he would pay for everyone's haircut. He wouldn't even tell the people. He would just be like, "Hey, Steve, Jose, let me know how many guys you cut today, and I'll take care of it."
No way, bro.
And everyone would sit down, we'd be like, "Nah, Flo got it. We good."
Wow,
So
bro.
it's stuff that you don't really hear about it, but I'm gonna make it known.
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't care.
No, that's amazing, man. Like, bro, the type of human beings you surround yourself with, bro,
That takes you a long way, bro. That's why I always tell, like, even the young guys at UM, Alright, treat people how you want to be treated, bro. Whether it be a GA, grad assistant, or staff trainer, whatever. Like, don't, down talk on them. Because at the end of the day, you don't know where that person gonna be at. I've seen it with my own eyes where GAs end up becoming GMs for these NFL teams, bro. To this, I know players who I used to cut at UM that are now at high positions in the league, and they were those players or staff members that people would either like brush off or mistreat them. And
because maybe they weren't as talented.
Exactly, and I always tell these pastors, man, y'all listen. That person that you see right there, that could be your head coach, your GM, or someone that's gonna be the one to say, nah, or yes. Oof. Bring them on, like
that hits different, bro. Yeah, so true. You never know. You never know.
Everyone who sits in my chair at UM, bro. Like a player, like, what you want? I got you. Thank you. See you next time.
That's it. Keep it 100 with them.
Yeah.
But all right, let's go back to the dorms a little bit because you were telling us a story before about. give us a little rundown about you maybe almost getting run out. Did that ever happen? Did anything like that ever happen?
Bro. So mind you, I told you I used to have the hallway jumping, pony. The stuff that would go on in that hallway, literally, back then, if we had those phones, these smartphones.
Oh, it would have been bad, bro.
It would have been bad. And people would be getting in trouble left and right with the stuff that would be going on in there, the gambling, the dice game.
Bro.
All type of money on the floor. Like, yo, insane. I'm like, yo, like, where y'all get all this money from?
Ain't no NIL, bro.
Ain't no NIL, but,
something was changing hands somewhere.
Mind you, casinos, the gambling, like, that's how the money would
That's true.
come about. But, bro, I would see so much money on the floor. I'm like, dog. And eventually, positions get shifted with RAs.
Yep.
Each floor has their own RA. But back then, I was down with the RAs because I would cut the RAs too.
Take care of them.
They would let me cut in as long as, I make sure I clean up behind myself, which I would never leave the place dirty. Every time I would cut, I would always clean, throw it away, not leave anything on the floor. But it was this one RA, bro. I wish I would have got her name, but she took her job too serious. Bro, when I say she made my life a living hell to the point where I could no longer go to Mahoney and cut. And it was sad because I'm like, literally, I was like hiding from her.
Hopping around.
The room and asked the players, yo, she out there? Like, literally, she would make it her business to come look for me and kick me out.
She got nothing better to do.
So one day, like, it got real bad where she got the police involved. Yeah, it was bad. And I got escorted out. And but that made me, like, be like, you know what? I ain't, like, you're not gonna stop me from.
Yeah.
This is my passion. This is my heart. Like, these kids, it's a convenience for them because barbershops are closed by the time y'all get out of
practice is over,
practice,
class, whatever.
Study hall. So I said, you know what? I was sad as hell. I was like crying about it and just asking God, like, man, like, don't take this away from me. This is what I love doing. Like, I love being around, UM. Like, please. I was begging God, and eventually they opened the door for me at the Watsco Center. Cause
damn, bro.
Mind you, believe it or not, bro, I've had a better relationship or like outcome with where I stand as a barber at UM with the basketball program.
Really?
Believe it or not.
Huh. Why is that?
Mind you, some of the first basketball players at UM, they were the ones that really, because of course, their haircuts are more visible.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So literally, like they were the ones that kept me more busier than the football team.
You can't really see the football players' hair and stuff like that.
Only like the main players, but basketball, I had the whole team literally. Everyone, every week, boom, haircut. And eventually they saw what happened and they all got together and spoke to Coach Larinaga and said, hey man, we need to allow Steve to cut in our locker room because, you know, he's not allowed to have Mahoney anymore.
You're not allowed in the dorm.
So they was like, hey, we need to let Steve cut in the, mind you, back then it was the bathroom with stalls where it was straight the showers. So literally I had the folding chair that I brought.
Yeah.
Set her right there in the middle of the bathroom, the showers, like
the steam coming out.
But it made me
Always
feel
walking out butt naked.
Butt ass naked. Don't care. I'm like, oh man. But yeah, if it wasn't for that happening, I would have never got my own spot at the Watsco Center. And by the grace of God and Coach Larinaga, Adam Fisher, Coach Caputo, mind you, Puto, Fisher, and you know other staff members. They all went to other colleges, got promotions, but Coach L's still there, and yeah, they gave me my own little corner in the Watsco Center. And man, I'm forever indebted with the basketball program, even though I'm not there as much now. But I always make it my business to at least try to go down there and
as often as possible.
Yeah. Because mind you, like trying to balance the Dolphins, and my regulars, it's a lot. So.
Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't stop, bro. It's a busy, and haircuts ain't going nowhere, bro.
And you see now, I want to say, well, no, because my mentor, Juice, shout out to Juice.
Ooh, I was going to ask you about
CanesBarber, yeah. He was one of the reasons why I pursued my career with athletes. Because I ended up seeing his story on the Miami New Times, and I always said, like, man, one day that's gonna be me. And like with him, he opened the doors for us barbers when it came working with athletes. But like I feel like mind you, has always been ahead, but we're still like so slow paced, bro. Like. We got the swagger, we got the natties.
Yep.
We got everything. Like we're Miami, so now that you see these other collegiate teams, you see them putting barbershops inside their facilities. When low key, we've been had that.
We've been
before all that,
bro.
With me.
It's funny you say that. How many people would you meet coming from all these different places? Like, bro, when we were jits, we were thinking about barbers. Like, bro, I remember getting my first fade, like, when I was, I don't know, bro, in, like, elementary school. Like, that was always a thing. But I'm sure you get a lot of kids that come down here. It's the first time they're getting a fresh cut.
Yeah.
Like a real cut.
A real one, yeah.
Right? Like, they were going to super cuts. And, you know, hey, let me get a 1 and a 2 or something like that. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. It's crazy how it's... The barber field is definitely growing, and I only see it getting better. And I tell young guys now that are starting, mind you, it's some kids, boy, they talented as hell in high school, like cutting, like, bro. I'm like, man, I wish I would have started when you started, because, like,
yo, I know this kid in Hialeah, bro. This kid was cutting up his principal and this and that. Like, but he was the school barber, bro. And like, he cuts in the back of his crib in a shed. His pops hooked him up with a little shed that they used to have, you know, tools in. Insulated the walls, actually put a few of those things in there with a TV. Him and his homeboys chilling there. That's it. It's a couch and a chair.
That's all it takes.
And that's it. And bro, I'm telling you, he's cutting all day, all night. You can only go up to 3:30 because homie still gotta go to school. But bro, he's a kid, bro. Yeah. And I used to hit him up like, yo, you done with math class yet, bro? I cut. Like, bro, he's like, no, I got my assistant principal today. I'm like, oh, bro, all right, I'll be there. He goes, come out at 11. Bro, 17 years old. He goes, come at 11. I'll put you on the calendar. Like, I was 16, 17 years old. You're talking about calendar, bro.
That's how it was.
No, bro, but they're a hustler, and it's a kid, bro, and yo, fresh as can be, bro, hooking it up. Yeah, Beijing, want Beijing too? I'm like, yo, chill, bro. Nah, my beer's fat, bro. Don't be trying me. Yeah, but for your hairline, I'm like, yo, don't try me, dog. You're getting disrespectful, bro. You're getting disrespectful. No, but yo, talk to me a little bit about kind of. I know that Juice is obviously somebody like a mentor to you, and you hit a little bit on that, but you guys got some other things in common too, like them whips, bro.
Oh,
and I'm not talking about the Sprinter.
No, not the Sprinter.
Not the Sprinter. Tell me about that
Chevy Dunks.
That real Miami.
Real Miami.
Talk to me about what those whips mean to this city, what it means to you, what you dreamed about, and what you have now. Like, tell me about what you wanted and what you were able to create.
I mean, growing up, like, in them hoods, you would see those nice cars drive by. I remember, like, it was yesterday, I'm in elementary at R. Moten. I would be in the playground, and I would see a nice car drive by, clean, nice rims, and the dude always had a pretty girl in the passenger seat. And I'm like, dog, one day I'm gonna have a car like that with a pretty girl riding shotgun. But back then, I'm gonna give you a rundown.
Mm-hmm.
The guys who had that car were only dope dealers. It all depends too. If you had a hard top, but if you had is a hard top or a convertible. If you had a convertible, you was pushing some heavy weight back then, bro.
You were a dog.
No, you're for real. Yeah. Like, and nowadays, like, the culture has gotten so big, and now your average, Joe can afford not even afford, because it's still expensive as hell.
Yeah, of course.
Getting one of those cars, but you're not considered like, oh, Steve sells dope, that's why he got that car. Like, nah, I'm a barber.
And it's normal too.
It's normal,
yeah,
like,
normal.
I got that car, but that's something that, I always told myself, man, one day I'm gonna have one of those cars, because mind you, when I was a little kid, I used to love playing with cars, and even the lowrider magazines, I would collect them and cut out the cars, put them on my wall. Like, I was a huge fan of the lowrider scene, and even, mind you, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, all them in the music videos, I would see them in the cars. I'm like, man, it just made me like gravitate to our culture down here, and open my eyes to that. And eventually I ended up saving up enough money and bought my own. Called a Goldie Hawn.
Is that
baby?
Oh.
Juice actually gave her that name, and I just stuck with it. Yeah.
How often does it come out to play?
I mean, it's a time where, like, around this time, since it's hurricane season, it's always raining, so owning those cars, you don't really want to drive it when you check the weather and it's gonna be storming. Like, nah, you only come out when it's a beautiful day, or during the winter when it gets a little cold down here. Like, but for the most part, I try to take it like once or twice a month.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or a Sunday car, not an everyday car.
No, absolutely not.
Hella gas, bro. I try to tell, like, people who the cars look nice. Mind you, it's like a eye candy. You take it on South Beach, Ocean Drive. You see all the old heads, tourists taking pictures of it. The funny thing with the tourists, though, when you're driving that car, they go like this.
They want you to make it bounce.
No, but that's not.
Yeah, that's Cali.
That's Cali, exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel bad, because I'll be like, no, because they'll probably like, damn, you're rude as hell. You're telling me. Yeah. But I'm like, I try to break it down to them. I'm like, no, that's Cali. That's how they ride. Down here, we like to cruise, to drop the back, lift the front up, and just, ride high.
Cool.
But yeah, man, I mean, I love that culture. It's a part of me. It's a part of, what I do. And whenever you see that go-kart, I'm around, somewhere around.
Yeah, we in the city, baby.
We in the city.
We in the deep,
but
bro.
it's a Miami thing, and it'll never die. Like, that thing,
That's beautiful.
It's
bro.
indebted.
One of the last things I want to hit on, because that's one whip, but now let's talk about the other one. Let's talk about the sprinter, because I did a little bit more research and stuff like that, and obviously you had some help. You had some help with the sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk to me about who helped you, how they helped you, and how did that come about?
So mind you, I've always been known to be a mobile barber. Never really worked in a barber shop.
Mm-hmm.
I would always cut from the crib, cut in my own, or just travel to my clients. And
You weren't paying no chair, bro.
no booth rent. Hell no. I always told myself, I'm like, yo, if I were to ever work in a barbershop, it would have to be my barbershop.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. I cannot
pay no rent, bro.
I cannot pay anybody else's rent. Ain't no way in hell. I'm good. I'll stick with what I know, and by the grace of God, I was able to have a spot at
Mm-hmm.
in the basketball locker room, and now the newest one, which is the football one. They did one for me. We didn't touch that, but that's new. Hasn't been revealed yet, but
that's right.
I gave it a little sneak peek on the gram.
Something like catch on the gram.
Yeah, and of course the Dolphins. They blessed us with a barbershop in there, so I never really had to work in a barbershop because I've had those spaces
movements,
so it made no sense. But now that we're here, we got something coming soon. So
hey, stay tuned for it. Stay tuned.
But the whole mobile barbershop thing came about of my good friend Teddy Bridgewater, former Miami Northwestern high school standout quarterback from Liberty City. I've been cutting him since he was at the West.
Wow, bro.
And remember how I told you, I do a lot of stuff for the inner city schools where I give back, cut all the kids for free before a big game. Cause, I wish when I was in high school playing football, if someone were to tell me, we got the barber for the Hurricanes or the barber for FIU, the Dolphins coming to cut us for free. Bro, you know how that I would have been the first one in line.
What?
Sign me up,
too.
boy. I don't care what you give me. I know you cut who? You cut Sean Taylor?
I'm there.
Andre Johnson?
I'm there.
Roscoe Parrish? Sonora's Moss? Santana Moss? I'm there. And that's what these kids that's why I love what I do with the community, because I go, I provide my service for free.
Yep.
Hey, this is my way to give back. Because I always told myself, never get too cocky. Never get too feeling like you're better than other barbers.
Yeah.
That's one thing about me that I feel like has allowed me to grow, my empire and be so successful, is because I've always been that humble dude. Never considered myself a celebrity barber.
Mm-hmm.
Never made others feel less than, and in order, to succeed in this field you got to be humble, bro. Always be humble, because just like you got it could easily be taken away quick. And there's always barbers that are younger than you, faster than you, and cut better than you, that are waiting for you to fuck up and take your spot quick. And I know, me and Jose always talk about that, we get a lot of hate, bro, believe it or not. And it's people don't even know us.
That's crazy, man.
I hear it all the time, crazy stuff. It was just recently that I was telling Jose, one of my buddies, he was getting a haircut, and they was just bad mouthing us. Don't even know us from a can of paint. But they see social media, and they picture, he cuts such and such, they think we Hollywood or something. Nah, bro, get to know us first before you try to say, some nonsense like that. But then, mind you, these are young-minded barbers.
Yeah.
The younger generation of barbers who don't know better, who think shit gonna get given to you. Nah, you gotta put in that work. ain't no way in hell you gonna come in my section and try to take one of my clients, cause it's a dirty game, bro. It's stuff that really don't get talked about in our industry, but it's happened to me in the past where other barbers, they'll slide in your clients' DMs, try to like, oh, I'll cut your hair, I'll do it better than them, I'll do it for free. Give me a shot, like on some green shit, bro.
Damn, bro.
And it's sad, but when you're doing something good, you're gonna have that type of hate.
That's
you're
true.
Gonna have a dagger in your back, people trying to get where you at, but that's why they'll never be where we're at.
How do you handle that? How do you?
Jose, how we handle that, Jose?
I continue to do exactly what we're doing now, minding our own damn business.
That's it. Stay in your shop. Stay in your shop. Keep
Stay in
your
our
head
lane. I always stay in my lane. Don't look left, don't look right. If they got something to do with my boy Jose, like, hey, ain't nobody gonna try Jose.
Yeah.
Just like vice versa, ain't nobody gonna try me with, him and. But it's like, it's sad because you see it. I'm sorry that I got so sidetracked from the question that you asked
I wanted
me.
to hear. I don't
But
remember what I asked, bro.
No, but this
deep
is something that needs to be,
addressed,
because it pisses me off. But at the end of the day, like, I know I'm doing something right. And
Absolutely, bro.
I'm gonna just keep staying in my lane, doing what I gotta do, and hey, you can watch me.
Cause you gonna show.
Yeah.
You gonna show. No, that's it. And that's another thing, right? Like, you had to adjust, right? Like, you had to like step it up on social media too, because like at the end of the day, it's a business, right? Like, how did you learn about social media, and how did you learn about the business side of it? Because it's not just being a barber, right? It's also handling your clients well, which, like you guys know, that clientele is very specific, and people think it's easy cutting athletes, but it's like, no, bro, you gotta respect their space, respect all those things that we talk about. Talk to me about understanding the business and understanding, again, like social media as well, and using it to your advantage.
So that's something I try to tell a lot of barbers, because I get the question all the time, like, hey, how do you get around all these players, or how do you tap into these sports teams and whatnot? And I tell them, like, always be yourself, create your own lane. Like, don't try to copy what the next barber doing. Like, with me, I always try to be different. And mind you, even with the whole sprint event, like, once I was able to drop that like separated me from a lot of barbers and put me in my own little world, which is my safe space. And I'm thankful to Teddy, because he's the one that, blessed me with the band. And yeah, like, I try to tell, like, content is huge in the barber game. Me personally, how I manage my content is, I don't like to really focus so much on cutting hair on my page, because I know me and I know what I like to follow. I like a barber who shows more than just cutting hair. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't follow you if you're just gonna be posting haircuts every damn day. Mind you, I'm already cutting hair. Like, I get enough of all the damn haircuts that I do.
I don't want to go on Instagram and see hair falling on my phone too. Damn.
So I try to be different in that area. Like, try to give it a little mix of my life, my purpose, my calling, like community, giving back, just positive things. Like, as a barber, and mind you, this is what these teams, the higher ups, look at.
Oh, shoot.
And I tell that to barbers, I said, yo, you really think, because mind you, in our industry, barbers like to drink, like to smoke, like to hang out in these places where you can't really post all this stuff on social media,
That's true.
at all. And these teams, believe it or not, they see all. I'm pretty sure they don't look on my page. I'm pretty sure they don't look on Jose's page.
Yep.
On Juice's page. They got people who specifically are, they follow and they try to find something to,
Pick it apart.
And I've always been big on like just being positive on my page and never doing nothing stupid to really it's only happened to me one time, bro, where something like that happened and I had to pump my brakes.
Really?
Yeah, because when you're young, you make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I'm gonna talk about it now because it's a sensitive topic for the person, and it's a topic where it was all over the news.
Sure.
And Aaron Hernandez. There was a time where I was with the Dolphins at the moment and good friends with Mike Pouncey, and I just so happened I had these hats made. I said "Free Hernandez." I didn't.
Oh, damn, cuz.
Mind you, I didn't know the amount.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, I never talked about it. This is the first time ever speaking about it, but it's just to show you like the side of that you don't want to fall in. And bro, I got called into that office and got my behind ripped
apart.
You can't be doing that, bro. Not if you're, representing our team. They see y'all, they don't like that. And that's even me, like, Jose will tell you, with this shop, like, we don't want to see, our barbers, representing our brands out in the open doing dumb stuff. Like, nah, bro.
Very true.
Like, anyone who walks in this building, like, yo, you gotta hold it to a high standard like it's yours. But, yeah, at the time that happened and I learned from it, never made the mistake again to do something so stupid to, that it could have been avoided.
Yeah, completely avoided.
Completely avoided, but, I was, supporting my friend and what, he was going through. I didn't know much what was going on. I just knew that, just like any other friend, if you were to get locked up, I'm gonna rock with you till the wheels fall off.
Whatever. Yeah.
Innocent or guilty, like, what's up? I'm here.
That's
I ain't
my dog.
going nowhere.
Yeah, that's my
Like,
dog.
we rocking together, and until Judgment Day, and yeah, man, I learned from that. But that's what, like, I just try to tell guys, like, man, be mindful what you post on your page, man, because it could easily influence the wrong person, and you don't want to do that. Like, when it comes to violence, drugs, I try not to paint that on my stories, because it's enough going on in this world, bro.
There's enough bad, man.
Yeah.
There's enough bad. You don't have to push
said
it.
Yeah. It's enough bad, and not the positive doesn't get enough light shit on it. So I want to be that light. A little bit of light.
Yo, God bless you, bro.
God
God bless you
light.
for real, man. That's amazing, man. Like, would you have thought, bro, when you were jumping efficiencies in the hood, bro, you'd be at where you're at today?
Nah, never would have thought, bro. I thought I would, mind you, my parents, my mom came illegally. She crossed, the river as an immigrant from El Salvador, and my dad, same. So I feel like even with my parents, I love them to death. They've given me what they could, but I feel like they didn't really take advantage of what the United States had to offer.
Gotcha.
But I'm thankful for them, having me, from learning from, their mistakes and know not to make them with my families. But it's an upbringing that, I wouldn't, if I could relive it, I'll relive it again, because it made me who I am today, and it made me appreciate everything I do have. So Yeah, like the whole thing with Teddy during the pandemic, like he asked me one morning out the blue, like, hey man, what will take CanesBarber to the next level? I'm like, man, what the hell Teddy asking me this question?
The heck he talking about, bro?
Yeah, like mind you, we're in the middle of the pandemic. I'm like, you got all the time to think, so I guess, you know, he was in his
head, yeah.
thinking, and mind you, Teddy's one of those players who he gives back a lot. He does a lot for the community, especially where he's from. He does a lot of things that go unnoticed, and he's the type that he don't want all that. He don't. If he does something for you,
he wants it low.
Yeah.
And I see that you don't post that a lot. You don't like.
I don't, but when he first did that, I made sure. Even I tell this story to everybody who's sitting in my chair about Teddy. Hey, and it's crazy because I'm gonna tell you something. When I told this story recently, last year, but Teddy asked me that question. I thought about it. I'm like, man, two things came to mind. Of course, a barbershop, and another was a mobile barbershop. And I said, yeah, man, you know, mobile barbershop. He was like, all right, look into it and get back to me. He basically wanted to see what I was gonna do. If I was gonna really look into it or just ignore him. And I looked into it. Well, I went right on OfferUp and started searching Sprinter vans. Excuse me, and I ended up finding one over there. It was over what that area was over there about Alapata, a little small mom and pop car salesman. But they specifically sold like Sprinter vans. I pulled up, I seen one. I'm like, man, this one's nice, but it was kind of beat up. But then I went first by myself. I didn't tell Teddy.
Yeah.
So then the salesman was like, man, come back next week. I got a clean one coming for you. Clean. He showed me the picture. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta see this one. So boom, the following week I came, I looked at it, took a video of it, and I sent it to Teddy. I said, Teddy, man, this is a nice one, bro. They want a lot of money for it. He laughed. He was like, man, when you want to look at it? I was like, we can go tomorrow.
We can go today, but I guess tomorrow works too.
And mind you, like I knew like the season was coming up, so I ain't want to bother him.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I gotta, Teddy, we go look at it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know you about to go back
Yeah.
to Minnesota. He was at the time he was playing for the Panthers. Yeah.
Okay. Carolina.
So we went and looked at it. He came, pulled up in his little, mind you, Teddy, he's the most humble human being. I thought I was humble, but he way like humble, more humble. Dude pulled up in a little minivan. Dark boys, tinted out.
Damn, blacked out minivan,
like a little regular minivan. Nah, I think it had a little motor in it, but
really a fast minivan.
yeah, a little fast one. But it was like not what you would picture NFL starting quarterback driving. So he pulled up, jumped out in the morning time. I said, yeah, this the Sprinter van. All right. He's like, all right, let's go inside, let's look at it. We jumped inside, walked around it, and then he was like, well, if you like it, I love it. That's when he asked the salesman, he was like, hey man, you guys take checks? Literally pulled that checkbook out, ripped it, gave it to the salesman, got the keys, gave them to me. It's like, man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep giving back. Like that. He was like, I don't want nothing from you. I just want you to keep growing. And that, bro, I was boo-hoo crying, bro.
Wow, bro. There we go. Now I'm
Yeah,
crying too, bro. God damn, bro. Bro, why you gotta do that? I'm leaving, bro. That's it, bro. That damn thing's over, bro.
Nah, but it's...
Came over here to cry,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
I ain't never coming back, bro. God damn.
No, but listen,
cry.
it was a moment where, like, bro, I was in tears. Like, if somebody was filming that, bro, that would have made that moment right there. it would have had, like you said, like it had you teary eyed, and like it would have had everyone would have saw that video would have got teary eyed because the hard work I put in throughout the years, bro. And for someone, mind you, I've worked with so many athletes throughout my career, and not one has ever been like, "Hey, Steve, what can take you to the next level?"
Yeah.
Or, because mind you, I've never been the type to ask. As much as I've struggled throughout my whole life, bro, I've never been the type of dude or the type of barber who's asked like players to, "Hey, let me borrow such and such, or can you help me out?" Like, I've never done that, bro. I've had plenty of opportunities to do that, but not one time, bro. Because mind you, a lot of these, like, when you guys are players, families, friends, they always got their hand out, bro. Yep. And I never wanted to fall into that category with them. I wanted it to always be family. Love, like genuine. And for Teddy to do that without me having to ask him to do that, like, I'm forever indebted to. I told him, boy, for life he got free haircuts.
I was about to say he still
got free haircuts.
He ain't paying for cuts, is he?
His kids got free haircuts.
Whoever.
Man, listen, bro. He called me now. Hey, I need a haircut. I'm gone.
Wherever, it don't matter. Jump on the flight, bro. It don't matter where he's at.
Yep. And that story, just remember how I told you I had something where I was telling the same story to somebody?
Mm-hmm.
So last season, we got our new head coach, Mike McDaniel.
Yep.
First time he sat in my chair to get a haircut. Jose wasn't there you weren't there that day, right? No. It was just me that day, and sat in a chair. I'm getting to know our head coach, feeling him out, and I ended up telling him the story just like I told you. Mm-hmm. And literally stopped me in the middle of the haircut and said, that's the type of player I need on this team.
You gotta be kidding me. That's how it happened, bro. No way, bro.
That's the type of player I need on this team. You know what to do, Steve.
No way, bro. That's how that happened?
And he ended up becoming the Miami Dolphins.
Wow. Have you ever told this on camera? This story on camera?
I don't think so. I've mentioned it like,
wow, bro. Mm-hmm. Yo,
you see how it goes, bro. Like,
the world is round, bro.
Your acts of kindness, bro, could take you a long way, bro. That's why I've always been the way that I've been.
Yo, if you really think about it, like, you paid him back. Yo, God is great, bro. Yeah, I'm about to cry again.
And I ain't gonna lie.
Holy shoot, I really do.
I'm usually the one that's emotional as hell, boy. Mind you, my upbringing, I used to, like with my parents, like I said, I love them to death, and they've taught me a lot of what to do and what not to do. My mom, I'm sharing this with you because I feel comfortable. My mom and pops, they would always fight growing up, and that's why I said, like, being emotional, like, it stuck with me because when I was little, mom and pops used to go at it, and the only way pops would, like, stop fighting with my mom or beating on her was when he would see me cry. Yeah, and that's why I'm surprised I ain't cried yet.
Damn, bro. Yo.
But, everyone, we all, man, listen, everybody's family's fucked up, man. But ain't nobody perfect, bro.
Not even close, bro.
At all. That's why I try to, we're human. We make mistakes. But it's, how we learn from it and how we move forward from learning,
Amen.
That's what it's all about. And I love my parents to death. I love Teddy to death as my dog. But yeah, if it wasn't for him, I would have never honestly, it would have never got me right here where I'm at right now, bro. Because I was complacent. I was comfortable where I was at. I was comfortable with having a spot at UM. I was comfortable cutting at the
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
It was good enough.
It was good. It was just good, but that whole moment lit a fire under me and made me brand myself. It made me like want to keep growing, keep going, and even I tell Jose, if it was, I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for him being on my ass, like, yo, Steve, what we doing, bro?
Let's get something.
Yo, yeah, like and mind you, I've been working with Jose for about 10 years, and not once has it ever crossed my mind like, man, we should, team up. Finally, open a barbershop together. And
Damn, he was just messing around, bro. He
I was
out here
bullshit.
messing around.
No, but
bro.
I was in my own little world, and I'm like, and when Jose, we had to talk. Like, I'm thankful for him, being a person who's been working in the barbershop scene, so I don't really know so much about it, but.
Oh, that's right. That's true too.
Yeah, so
you didn't know much about it. You didn't know much about the business.
It's only right to I've been working with him for 10 years, bro, at the Dolphins.
It's about damn time.
We never had no issue together. He quiet, I'm quiet. Like,
perfect. Oh man, the kids.
So
did
we're here
it, bro.
now. We're here, y'all ain't get to see the whole barbershop.
Not yet. Next time we'll come. We'll get the
next time, when we have the grand opening, and you guys are invited.
I appreciate you,
come
bro.
through.
Thank you.
You family. You from the U.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes,
Canes
sir.
baseball.
It's all about the U.
And the baseball, they need to come on too.
Yeah.
They own
Oh, we'll
barbershop.
get it. They just got a new coach there. We'll hit him up.
Crazy thing. So, right when the pandemic started, I don't know if you know Tony Jenkins.
Of course, bro.
Yeah.
That's my dog, bro.
He's right here. What you?
Yeah,
He's
he's
right
right
here.
here.
Right here.
So, mind you, that's the one thing about college, working around all that college scene. You always get. There's only like few real ones that you meet in every class, and Tony, he was one of them, dog. Cause, mind you, Ja'Cory was one for me. Hearns, Dorsett, Javaris James.
Bless that, Bobby. I love, bro.
Alak, and Javaris James. Bro, there's so many names I could keep going of players who, from each class, I have meant something to me. Angel Rodriguez from basketball.
That's my dog, bro. That's my dog.
Abreu, yeah. Mind you, homie, everyone is a real to each one of these players, bro. And Tony, he was one of the younger guys, the most recent ones who I've been able to have that experience with, because he made it his business. I ain't even ask him to do this, dog. He did this off love, because he loves his haircuts I give him. Bro, he said, hey, I don't know who he spoke to, but he was like, hey, we gonna have CanesBarber in this facility at the baseball.
Way, bro.
Yeah, literally the week before the pandemic came, bro. Like 2 weeks, bro. Because I did 2 weeks in there cutting upstairs.
Yeah. That used to be my apartment up there, bro. That's where I used to have my sleep. I used to sleep up there.
So literally, he had me upstairs set up. I was cutting the baseball players, and then the pandemic came. And everything got shut down, bro.
Damn, bro.
And that pandemic even messed up me coming. I ain't been to the Watts. My first time being to the Watsco was last year, towards the beginning of the season.
It's almost 2 years later.
Yep.
Wow, man.
Because you know how it was, like,
Yeah,
they was not
locked up.
there.
Yeah, nobody could go in there. That's us. We didn't go in there for a while either.
Yeah.
We didn't go into the baseball. We used to work out there in the off seasons. Like when we come back from Pro Bowl, we'll go into. But we couldn't go over there no more. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, it was a done deal, bro. It was locked down. Fort Knox, bro. Oh man, but hey, thank you so much, bro. This was amazing, bro.
Nah,
This is
boy,
a
how long
movie,
we were
bro.
sitting? Boy, about
It was one of our longest, bro.
Almost 2 hours, bro. Hour and a half.
Shut
Hour and a half. Yeah. Damn. Come on, dog. This love here, bro. It's all love.
But that's how you know it's, you got a great thing going on with this podcast.
Thank you, bro.
Wish you guys nothing but the best, and
my door's always open for you. Whatever you need from me.
Appreciate you, bro.
Players, me, whatever. Haircuts, well, I know you don't want to cheat on your barber, which is cool.
Hey, bro. I mean,
But if you ever, need a
touch up or something, maybe clean me up.
No, but listen, I always tell guys, you always gotta have a backup barber just in case your barber can't. Cause I got about 3 barbers.
Oh, damn.
If it ain't Juice, it's my other boy, and then my other boy.
Damn, Jose don't cut you up? He right here?
That's one thing. Working next to a barber,
Uh-huh.
the last thing you want to do is ask him to cut your hair, and we closing.
Oh, that's true.
He's
going home, like...
It's just a
It
rule.
wasn't on the damn
It's an
schedule.
unwritten rule. Like,
Gotcha.
don't ask your partner.
It's barber talk.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Like, my dog was right there cleaning up, and he's like, yo, you got me real quick? And it's like, come on, bro.
Mine, sometimes we'll do it like a little quick cleaning, but I just try to,
Avoid that.
avoid it. I'll go elsewhere to get my hair cut. Unless I really need it, then I'll be like, dog, come on, bro, I need this. But for the most part, bro, like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Loyalty is big with barbers. Loyalty goes a long way with us, and it also allows us just to see how you are as a person. If me as a barber will go up the bat for you.
Ooh.
So if I see you loyal to me, like, it goes a long way. Like, I'll go out my way for you. I'll make sure, all right, yeah, I'll fit you in. Blase. If I can't get you at this time, I'll fit you in at this. Barbers are sensitive.
That's all right, bro. Y'all emotional, bro. That's a good thing, bro.
We are sensitive, and boy, listen, dog.
Don't be late. Don't be late either.
Yeah, don't be late.
Yo, I
Don't
seen
be-
the video you put. The homie pulled up late, like 40 minutes late or something like that. You're like, yo, the call was at 7 a.m. The homie showed up at 7:40, bro. Like, you backing me up,
dog,
cuz.
that happens a lot at that Dolphins facility. Mind you, because people get there hella early, like 5 a.m.
Yeah, to start
And
working.
sometimes, man, you be too tired to get up that early. They'll be coming late or no show, and then they gotta get put on the camera like, damn,
Yeah.
boy.
Hey, hella disrespectful,
Yeah.
bro. That's hella
You
disrespectful,
get
bro.
put on the X list. You don't want to get put on that red list, boy.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
That's awesome,
thank
bro.
you for having me, dog.
No, bro, this is a movie, bro. This is a movie. This is great.
I hope
Like,
I'm able to inspire, a
What? That's the
barber
point.
out there, or not even a barber, just somebody who, doesn't want to give up and keep going. Like, life is short. Take advantage of every opportunity you have, and always put God first, because none of this would be possible without the man upstairs. I try to tell people all the time, like, we ain't perfect. We make mistakes, but, always tell that man thank you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Wow, bro. Yo, this is
It's a
fun,
wrap.
bro. Yo,
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a movie.
Fuagada!
Fuck, I say